We hear the betrayal of Jesus in the gospel today. Judas Iscariot and Peter. Two different ways, but nonetheless coming from evil within, that of the work of the devil. We know the story so well of Judas Iscariot, probably the treasurer for the apostles, the one who was used to working with money, who was enticed by money to betray Jesus. He goes out to do what he's already arranged to do. And as John says, and it was night, it was dark. Not only the dark of night, but the darkness of the soul, where the light of the Lord is not penetrating. We also hear about Peter, who today says so boldly that he's going to follow Jesus wherever. And yet Jesus very much points out, you will deny me once, twice, three times. Peter probably could not imagine how he would do that. And yet we know that as we will celebrate in a few days with Holy Thursday and what happens afterwards, when Jesus is arrested and Peter does follow, goes to the courtyard of the high priest there, warms himself by the fire, and then is challenged, questioned three times. And in his fear, he does deny Jesus. And there's great lessons for you and me, because I think especially we can walk in the ways of both Judas Iscariot, where we know we're leading ourselves in a pattern of sin, and we let it happen. And with Peter, again, finding himself as he is, not responding the way the Lord would like. How many of us could not think of situations like that ourselves? And so this morning, I think the gospel is very much inviting you and me to be aware within our hearts the greater power of light, of glory, of goodness of Lord, but also there is that darkness, there is that weakness, there is that sin, and there's a battle that goes back and forth. And we're so grateful when we can be strengthened by the Lord, especially receiving the Holy Eucharist here this morning, and that it be a blessing every day. Aren't there times where we say, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just did what I did? Where again, we can let the evil one, we can let our own impatience, when our own sinfulness, our own self-centeredness come in. But there's something more. The Lord is always inviting us back. And look what happened with Peter. The Lord invited him back. And he came back. And we are blessed as a church, yes, by someone who faltered and sinned, but who got up and was forgiven and moved on. And may that be the blessing of St. Peter for you and me.